I think one of the most powerful gifts we can give our kids is the gift of knowing how to be smart with money. Now, I know there's a lot of buzz around allowance and whether or not our kids should actually get allowance in the first place. I actually am team allowance. I think that allowance is a wonderful teaching tool that we can use as parents to teach our kids how to be smart with money. And so through the ongoing practice and of giving our kids money, teaching them how to use their money in smart and responsible ways, and then stepping back and letting them practice spending their money, it teaches them so many valuable lessons around money, including how to save money, how to budget and prioritize our money, how to give back to others, and how to delay gratification, and again prioritize where our money is going and why, and just how to be more intentional about our money. And that's the thing when it comes to money and being smart with money, a big thing comes down to practice. And I don't feel like kids will be able to learn this lesson if they don't get the real life application of spending, saving, and sharing their money. So I am team allowance. But here's where we often go wrong. We often associate the allowance with the chores, right? That, well, if you clean your room, then you're going to get your allowance money. Or you're not getting your allowance money this week because your room is filthy, right? And we try to use allowance as a form of motivating our child to do things around the house. And that's where I think it gets very messy because one, I don't think kids should be paid to do things around the house that they should already do, right? We all should be contributing to our family, and we should all be picking up our messes, and you don't get paid for that, right? It's just what you do. And I think if we give our kids allowance for contributing to the family, it can easily create a sense of entitlement, right? And a tit for tat. Well, what are you going to give me if I clean my room or I do the dishes, right? What are you going to give me? Or I'm not going to do this until I get my allowance, or what have you, right? Also, what easily happens is that we're holding the allowance over our kids' heads, trying to motivate them, but kids burn out on that. Right? Nobody likes to feel like we're holding something over their heads, or we're trying to control them, right? And so it's easy for kids and parents to get into these power struggles when we associate chores with allowance. So while allowance is a training or a teaching tool to teach kids how to be smart with money, how to budget their money, save their money, prioritize their money, how to give back, well, family contributions teaches a whole nother set of skills like teamwork and contributing to the whole, and really developing that mindset and attitude that we all matter in this family and that we all contribute in important ways. It also helps them with their work ethic and their sense of responsibility, and it also curbs entitlement and fosters gratitude for the things that other people do for us. So they each have their own benefits, and I think that we should separate the two. We should not associate allowance with chores. Now, if you're struggling with chores or you don't know where to start when it comes to implementing chores into your routine, definitely download my free chores checklist, because I give you a list of age-appropriate chores as well as a scheduled template that you can customize to your family and your routine to help keep everybody on the same page and hold everybody accountable when it comes to family contributions. So to download those free checklists, you can go to themomspsychologist.com/chores. So when it comes to incorporating allowance into your family, I think it's important that we have a paradigm shift, if you will, when it comes to how we spend our money. And I think one of the things that's important is to, if we're going to add allowance to our child's life, that we get really clear on when we spend money on our kids. And I think, birthdays, major holidays, and changes in season, like, back to school or the start of summer, those are times during the year where it makes sense that we are buying our kids extra things or giving them gifts, but that every other time of the year we are just spending our money on the basics and the necessities, knowing that now they have their own amount of money to spend on the things that they want and desire. Now, 2 common questions that I get around allowance is when to start and how much to give them per week or per month. So for question number 1 of when to start, I think we can start implementing the concept of allowance as soon as our kids start asking us for things. Commonly, I think the ideal age is around 4, that preschool age, but you can implement allowance as early as 3. Sure, they won't fully grasp the importance of money, and they won't fully grasp the concepts that we're trying to teach them this young, but it starts to plant the seed that things cost money and that we have to pay money to get the things that we want, like toys and treats. So you can start as early as 3 or 4. And then let's talk about, how much do you give your child? Especially for the little ones, I recommend giving them an allowance on a weekly basis. If you go like a whole month and you give them all this money, it's going to be too much for them to navigate all at once. So I think weekly is a really good time interval. Now there's certain, there's different camps and different perspectives when it comes to how much. Commonly, the advice or the recommendation is to give kids $1 per age. So if you have a 4-year-old, you'd give them $4 a week. But I actually think it's important to think about how we want our child to spend the allowance. Do we want them to allot money to save for their college or save for a rainy day? Do we want to allot them money to give back to charity or to a place of worship or to the community in some way? And if so, if we want our child to save and also give back to others, I think we should make sure that the amount of allowance allows for that. So not only allows for spending on gifts and toys and treats, but also on saving and sharing that money. Now, one of the things that we love is this moon jar, because it gives it very in concrete ways allows them to save their money. So there's a saving section, there is the spending section, and the sharing section. So each week my little ones divvy up their money on how much they are going to share, how much they are going to spend, and how much they are going to save. And for reference, what we personally do, what personally works best for us, is we each give our girls, they are 4 and 5, we each give them $5 a week, and they save $1, they share $1, and then they have $3 a week that they can spend to save up for a toy or a treat or something like that. I love this savings jar by moonjar.com. It's available on Amazon, so I'll share the link if you are interested in getting one of these, but I think it's highly worth it. The other thing that we got them to when we introduced the concept of an allowance was a wallet. Now, this wallet wasn't to play with. This was only used when we go to the store, so that we're not, paying for their things and then they're giving us money back. I want them to really understand and I want them to spend their money in that moment when they go to buy that toy or whatever it is. So we only bring out the wallet when they are ready to spend their money. But again, that's another important concept, is the concept of a wallet, what it's used for, and how to have some responsibility over the money that we have. The other thing is children's books. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of children's books. So this episode wouldn't be complete if I didn't discuss some of my children's book recommendations on how to help kids learn about the concept of money and being smart with their money. So for the little ones, I recommend this book, A Boy, a Budget, and a Dream, as well as this book, Money Ninja. So this These books introduce the concept of saving, budgeting, and spending our money wisely. If you have kids 8, 9, and up, then I recommend this book, Investing for Kids: How to Save, Invest, and Grow Money, as well as this book, the Everything Kids Money book, which is a book about earning, saving, and watching money grow. So again, these are for the older kids, though. I'm thinking 8, 9, and up. They'll be able to grasp some of these other higher concepts around money. But for the little ones, these are great to start out with. And again, nothing teaches these concepts more than just giving them the money and allowing them to practice in real life and teaching them how to use their money wisely. And there's so much to say about this whole concept of raising money smart kids. I actually plan to do a whole masterclass inside of my private parent coaching community, the Mom Sisterhood. So if you are a part of the sisterhood, then definitely stay tuned because I have a lot more content around this. And if you're not and you want to join the wait list and be in the know of when I open the doors, because I only open the doors twice a year, so definitely hop on the wait list if you're interested. You can go to the momspsychologist.com/sisterhood to join the wait list for my private parent coaching community, where we do live coaching, there's community support, monthly masterclasses, and so much more. So stay tuned if you're inside of the community, because I have more coming up for you guys when it comes to raising money smart kids. But I hope this was helpful in kind of answering some questions you might have had about allowance and how to navigate that, and what's the difference between an allowance and a chore, and how do you do both of those things. So again, I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.